expanding and widening our democracy. It is important for our people to know that the decision to go to court, that has been finalized and agreed, and the process is on. And I believe that today, the lawyers that have been assembled are working. They may be in court today or tomorrow. No one can stop us from seeking justice. And we know that no matter what anyone will say, and no matter the propaganda of the APC, we will seek justice to the last cut of the land. And we believe that justice will be done, and God Almighty will give his final judgment on this matter. It is part of our meeting that we're going to briefly review what happened on the 23rd. But let me also inform our people, and especially INEC and security agencies, before we will go into a very serious closed-door meeting. Never had it happened in our country that INEC was so compromised and the security agencies were directly involved in our election that is purely a civilian matter. I want the entire world to note that what happened on the 23rd had never happened in our history. It has never happened since Nigeria's independence. And all Nigerians and leaders of Nigerians are aware of what happened. And the leaders are not talking. If you don't talk against evil, one day evil is going to consume everyone. Everybody seems to be clapping hands on the other side. Those who are Democrats on the other side are celebrating criminality. They are celebrating manipulation. They are celebrating rigging. That rigging and manipulation and criminality will consume them one day. One day, it will boomerang, it will turn around and consume them. And that's why we are firm in our decision to go and pursue this matter in the court within the law, within the provision of our law, and within the provision of rule of law. We ask our supporters to remain calm and ask INEC, is it the same thing that happened on the 23rd that will happen on the 9th? History is recording. INEC chairman, you may think that all is well. President Buhari, you may also think that all is well. People are clapping hands. But the quiet history is being recorded. In a few years, if you don't want the truth now, the truth will be told. Where will the history of what happened on the 23rd of February 2019, how will the history judge you? How will the next generation judge you? Where the entire military force was used by an incumbent. In fact, in 2023, there may not be election. It will be an announcement. Because if you have the military on your side, you don't need the people. You don't need to campaign. All you need to do is to put the figures together and announce. Is that what is going to happen again on the 9th? We appeal to the authorities. especially our professional military men and women, that this had never happened before. Do a rethinking. If they want to participate in politics, they are free to do so. I think it happens in Thailand, where the military and the civilians, they share offices and they can contest with uniform. If our constitution is changed to contain that, it's a happy development. But whereas the constitution says that they are not part and parcel of the process. You see what is going to happen on the line? The INEC and its officers and hard work officers will be intimidated. And everybody is keeping quiet in the country. This country is so sentimental. And I can tell you, emotions and sentimental will not give you food on your table. It will not turn the economy around. Rather, we will nosedive and go deeper and deeper into the situation we find ourselves. We want to put on record that in Lagos, certain section of Lagosians and those who are doing business and doing living in Lagos were denied to vote. Will that continue on the 9th? The son-in-law to our presidential candidate was arrested for no justification. He's been detained and not released. His personal lawyer has been detained, no justification. He hasn't been released. And the leaders of our country are keeping quiet. The peace committee is keeping quiet. Everyone here is keeping quiet. What you have now is a full-blown dictatorship. That's what you are getting. Because you are not talking. On our part, we will continue to bring this to the notice of Nigerians. Because one day will come when God's intervention and by the power of God and your collective efforts, this country must be rescued. Our leaders and our founding fathers have passed through this before. And they rescue the nation from the military. And that's the democracy everybody is enjoying today. But on the 23rd and on the 9th again, INEC and the chairman, members of the commission, resident electoral commissioners, I address you. Historians are watching. They are recording your actions. And above all, God is also watching at you. The entire world is watching. That this meeting today, even though it was emergency, we are still expecting those who are supposed to be here to come, but we will go quietly into a closed door section. And the agenda of today's meeting, and at the end of the meeting, the National Public Secretary will address the press accordingly. But we ask for the release of our candidate's personal lawyer. We ask for his son-in-law, Babalule, to be released almost quickly because they are all political detention. They have been held hostage by the government of the day who don't believe in the rule of law. by the grace of God, we will not shut our mouth. We will not be intimidated. No one will intimidate us. If you like, EFCC has become an agent of oppression and suppression of the poor. They don't bother about the poor masses. They bother about critical stakeholders of our party who can voice out arguments or who will not support them. So I call on Nigerians that they should wait and remain quiet and calm and come out in mass to resist any attempt to rig the election on the 9th, where military were deployed, especially to the south Niger Delta, where the oil is being produced. The people have molested, provoked, slapped, and killed. This is the only country where we have seen that the people who produce the wealth of the country are being killed on the election day. They don't have their free right and free choice to make. Over the country, in the west, in the north, and everywhere, either the military, the other security agencies were used to intimidate Greeks and other very important people so that they can submit. We have all seen the outcome, and some people are celebrating it. That is a body bag election. Because they intimidated the foreign observers. What do you expect from them? To show otherwise, so that they don't go with their body to their countries, not in the bags. We are law abiding. We will go according to the law. By the grace of God, we are not violent. And so, this meeting, we will quickly go into a closed section and deliberate, and after our deliberation, the National Public Secretary will address the audience. So this meeting is specifically for members of the caucus and those that were invited to join the caucus for the meeting. I want to thank all of you, thank our supporters across, all our governors that are strong and they are campaigning despite the intimidation